All right, 7-Eleven. These are some complex flavors you're attempting here. Let's see if they're any good. Buffalo chicken dip chips and prime rib flavored chips. Let's see what we've got here. Hello, goblins and goblinettes. Welcome back to another edition of Destined to be Goblin. Destined Goblin here. This is where I will try a food product of some kind, maybe something you didn't even know existed, and I will decide whether or not I should give it my Destined Goblin seal of approval. Alright, I was recently in a 7-Eleven store, and I thought I'd check out their snacks, see what they had available, and I have actually never tried these. This is part of the 7 Select line, as you can see right there. These are the snacks that are made specifically by 7-Eleven, and these two flavors really caught my attention, so I thought I'd give them a shot. Prime rib and buffalo chicken dip. Both of those sound very good, so we'll see if they can actually pull these flavors off. The buffalo chicken dip, are 140 calories for 12 chips, and then the prime rib are 150 calories for 12 chips. Let's go ahead and start with the prime rib. Okay, so there is a little description on the back, and it says, "You will get the sense each of our new prime rib wavy potato chips have been slow cooked all day, topped with au jus and horseradish. They're hearty, farm-grown potatoes, seasoned to perfection for premium grade A flavor and crunch." We will see about that. Okay, so the aroma just smells like potato chips. Doesn't really smell particularly beefy or anything like that, but as you can see, this bag is very nicely intact, and just about every one of these chips look to be a pretty good size and pretty much intact. So that in itself is going to gain you some points there, 7-Eleven. There's one of those chips. You can see some of that seasoning on there. Looks like it's got a good deal of that prime rib seasoning. Let's give it a shot. There is a flavor there. Let me get back to that in a second. Let me get another one here. So the chips are nice. They are cooked very well. They're wavy. They hold a lot of that seasoning. There's a little bit of a sweetness to it. There's a little bit of a savory, almost beefiness to it, but it's not very strong. You sort of get, when you're chewing these, you sort of get that aroma in your mouth like you're in a steakhouse. Like you're surrounded by lots of different cuts of steak, and you can sort of imagine everything kind of sizzling, everything coming out of the kitchen being nice and hot. These are good. They're not an overpowering flavor. They're not a very strong flavor, but the images and the things that they kind of conjure up as you're eating them, very similar to prime rib. First broken one I pulled out of that bag. They're salty, but they're not overly salty. There's a good flavor on these. I'm actually a little bit surprised at some of the flavor that's there. I wish it was a little bit stronger. If it was a little bit more powerful, a little bit stronger, that might get an even higher rating. But let's move on to the buffalo chicken dip. Let's see what we've got on these. Imagine your favorite buffalo chicken wings, but better, bolder, and spicier. Okay, that is what you will find in our new fiery buffalo chicken dip potato chips. Okay, nothing on the front says fiery. I don't see fiery listed anywhere on there, so we'll see. Made from farm-grown potatoes. These chips are hot, bold, and rippling with flavor. Okay, if these really are that hot, they probably need to mark that a little bit better on the front of this package, because nowhere on here does it say that these are supposed to be fiery hot and I knew nothing about that when I picked these up. So we'll see. Okay, this does have sort of a chicken aroma to it, and you can see there are what looks like maybe a little bit more of that seasoning on there, maybe a little bit of a fiery chip here. This might be a little bit spicier than I had anticipated, which is fine. We'll see how the flavor goes. It does look like there, you can see the coloration is in line with a fiery chip, and it does look like there's a lot of that seasoning on there. So here we go. This is buffalo chicken dip, but apparently it's fiery buffalo chicken dip. Here we go. Not overly spicy. There is some spice there. There's a little bit of kick there. The overwhelming flavor on this is sort of a vinegariness, and I'm not sure that I like it. Sort of a sweetness again, a little bit of a sweetness, but then also not really chicken dip. I don't get buffalo chicken dip out of this. I get the buffalo part of it because I am getting a little bit of that heat. I am getting a little bit of the hot side of it, but I don't get anything that says chicken out of this, but a very powerful vinegar taste on this. Imagine sort of a spicy salt and vinegar chip. That's what this is more reminiscent of than anything. Not really thrilled on these, but they are very nicely cooked chips. They're nice and crunchy. They're perfectly cooked. These are and they're all intact, and I love that about these. So I'm going to give this one a 1-star seal of approval. I'm just not crazy about the flavor of this one. This one, I'm going to give a 2-star seal of approval. If the flavor was a little bit stronger on this, this would have been a 3. But this is a very solid 2. Okay, well, there we go. Those are part of the 7 Select line over at 7-Eleven. So if you would like to try those, you should be able to pick those up at your 7-Eleven stores. I think all of them have them, and I don't believe they're limited time. I think those are permanent offerings. So check those out when you get a chance, and I will catch you next time.